Hello, Count Sacke here, back with another Minecraft Redstone video. It's actually been a long time since I've done one of these, but whatever. Anyway, I'm going to be showing you how to make a automatic storage system. You basically have an in chest and an out chest. In the in chest, you can drop in your items and they automatically get picked up really quickly. And as you can hear, you now have like signaling to determine that, hey, there are items flowing through. Obviously that's just an optional thing, and as you can see, the items are in fact going in. And if I wanted to, let's say if I accidentally threw in like a glass, or maybe if I accidentally threw in my diamond sword in there and I don't have, and yeah, it automatically gets put here. So yeah, that is the exact system. The redstone is, well, it's fairly compacted. You can obviously extend this down as much as you want to. However, I believe 4 is the best optimized because that actually fits within the size of the redstone. And you can have your floor right here and whatnot. And well, yeah. This part here is completely optional. I just like to include it because I just wanted to include it because it just looks kind of cool. For those of you, this is actually technically designed to be for Hypixel Skyblock. Yeah, there's a reason why I am using this kind of design to actually spit out the items up instead of having like a sort of comparator clock. The classic one where you have like this and then you have a redstone dust around it. There's a reason why I'm not using this one. And because in fact, the only clock that you can actually have in Hypixel is actually a hopper clock. So yeah, this is actually specifically designed to work in Hypixel Skyblock for those of you who are planning to. Now, the only difference between the Hypixel Skyblock and the version I have right now is that you can't actually use hopper minecarts. You actually need to just replace it with hoppers instead. That's the only major difference, because if you have it as hopper minecarts, the entities will just disappear. So yeah. Anyway, let's get into the redstone. So yeah, with that, I do actually have 2 versions, one that's stackable and one that's non-stackable. The problem with the stackable version is that it's larger by 1. Yeah, the extended by 1. But for the non-stackable one, it's fairly compact. So right here, this is approximately where your chests are going to be. So it can actually be just like this, but most likely you probably might want to do some double chests, but that's really up to you. But yeah, I'm just going to build it like this. So over on the back, you place the hoppers, of course, and you go like this. So this is where, yeah, this is where the filter will come in. And well, to be able to properly filter it, we need some things. So first off, we need to place a furnace right here, and then you place your block right here. On top of this furnace, you want to place a comparator and a redstone dust. Now down here, what you want to do again is to place another comparator with a block, then something like so here, and this should go into a redstone torch. This goes into a repeater and a redstone dust. Now this is literally everything. So let's say we want to store some redstone dust. What you're going to need to do is to get a bunch of stacked items. So here we'll have the item in the first hopper slot. You need to place the item that you want to filter, the items that you want the storage to contain. So yeah, we're gonna put our redstone dust here. Then we're gonna now need another set of 8 stackable items. Right in the top here, we're gonna just remove 1, and like so. So that way, if we put an item in, the item goes down here. So yeah, this doesn't just work for 64 stackable items. It actually does in fact work with 16 stackable items as well, obviously. You just need to place in the top one. All you need to do is to place 1 minus the total amount for that stack. So 1 minus the amount, 1 minus the maximum for the stackable item is. However, if it is a stackable item, you cannot. This actually does not work. Obviously, you can't really filter non-stackable items. It's just gonna, yeah, the filter is just gonna disappear. Anyway, so yeah. Now I would like to mention that Hypixel is a bit buggy when it comes to how it handles hoppers. I'm not sure why items are not always picked up in the same way. I'm not sure if like that the order at which the hoppers pull and push items gets changed every time you log in, because yeah, it's not constant. It doesn't seem to work because sometimes the filters work. What I mean by that, sometimes items do get pushed into or do go into this filter, and other times it does not. So Hypixel is a bit buggy when it comes to these storage systems, but you can guarantee if the item doesn't actually want to be filtered in, then you can probably just log off and log back in, then try it again, then take the items out of this out chest and put them back in. So yeah, so let me go ahead and tell you how to build the rest of these stuff. So over here, I'm just gonna have only one filter because we don't need to. But yeah, over here we're gonna have this is actually up above here is not really the floor yet, but it's going to be like this. You have your chest. It could be a double chest if you really want to, like this. And well, right over here, I'm gonna get out my lime wool right here, and we want to do is to place right specifically for this one. Not this one, because not all items will flow into this hopper. So what we're going to do is to place a comparator right there. We're going to also want to do is to get 2 hoppers like so. Actually, wait a second. We want to go down by 1. Then we want the hoppers to go like this. Then finally, just get another comparator like this, and we want to place a note block right there, and then place any item inside of this hopper. So now what happens if we put an item here, it actually notifies that, hey, there's items flowing. As you can see here. Now the reason why this is a clock is because there might be multiple items within this, and yeah, it doesn't just like if there is more than one item, it's just going to play once and then it's not going to play again. That's why this is a clock. Then for you can actually obviously you can adjust the sound of the pitch and whatnot to your own liking. It doesn't have to be whatever I did. It could be whatever you want. And let's say that we want to now predict to make the out chest. So remembering that this is this is the ground floor. This chest is at the ground floor. There's actually a separate ground floor that just does that. So you can actually replace these with minecart hoppers. Just be sure to have blocks around it. Like, I'm not sure they're just gonna fly off if you place them there. But yeah, if you don't want to use, if you're not going to use minecart hoppers, then go ahead and just put hoppers, and it works it just works fine. It's just that the items don't flow through as quickly. So yeah, so now to build this guy, we are going to need just going to get some light blue wool here. It's actually took a bit of timing to actually figure out how to do this one, but eventually we are able to get it. So let me arrange this in a way. So yeah, the first thing first is that we need to obviously detect, hey, there's an item here. So yeah, then we have to go over here. Then with that, all we have to do now is to do this, then a 3-tick repeater, just like that, exactly like that. And of course, we just need to place an item into that hopper. So now if we were to put like, I'm going to put like, let's just get a small stack here so that it doesn't take forever. I'm going to put 8 items in here. It will actually, all those 8 items will actually go back to the top. As you can see, all of them are there. So yeah, this is completely flush with the ground. We can have any items, you can have it filter any items that we want. So I can bring in the stack of pearls, and as you can see, all the pearls are going down into this bottom chest. Alright, so there's one last thing that I wanted to mention is that if you are building this on Hypixel Skyblock, I would actually highly recommend that you instead move the chests like so, like this. And well, this is because I believe that you need to be able to control, you actually need to be able to control how the flow is, how fast the flow of items is. So instead, you just kind of have to move this to the side because here you need to place a redstone dust. So what you're going to have to do instead is to actually move the comparator over here to the side, then take a redstone torch and over here place some hopper clocks like so. And well, yeah, you're going to have to just build it like this. This is technically a completely optional part of the build. However, if you really do want to actually have this little thing that lets you know that items are flowing through the system, then you can. But if you really don't want it, then go ahead, suit yourself. I just wanted to build it because I don't know, I just wanted to. But if anything, what this does is actually controls the flow of the items. If you notice, the items tend to be a lot more slower than if we were to remove this. Let me go ahead and get all these items back, and if we were to do this, as you can definitely see, it definitely is a lot more quicker. And well, due to the way that Hypixel handles items flowing through hoppers, I would highly recommend that you have this. Yeah, Hypixel, let's just say that it's very buggy. It doesn't exactly work 100% of the time. Sometimes items do manage to go into the filters and sometimes they don't. Sometimes the filters just disappear and it's kind of weird. And I swear it's nothing to do with me. It's because Hypixel does have plugins. Plugins make things a bit weird for Redstone. I'm not sure if there's a plugin on Hypixel that actually handles the way that items go through hoppers. If you plan on building the storage system, I would recommend that you have it like this, or if you just don't want this part over here, you can go ahead and keep it like this in this direction if you wanted to. And I would highly recommend that you build this if you're on Hypixel Skyblock. And yeah, it works on Hypixel. I will be doing a video on it in the future, so you can keep an eye out for that. And if you want to know the stackable version, it is a bit more expensive because it does require more comparators, but and it does also take up more space. But if you want it to be stackable, then all you really need to do is to do the same exact layout. Make sure that the furnace is also empty, no items in it whatsoever. And yeah, it works exactly the same. Go ahead and we just drop them off. And as you can see, the cobblestone is getting filtered and the wood is getting filtered. And if I wanted to, I could say, hey, let's just do it one at a time. And as you can see, there's no issues whatsoever. I guess I'll go ahead and now explain why this works. Why does this system work? Well, how does it work? So why is there a furnace and whatnot? So yeah, first off, the reason why this contraption might be a bit more expensive than most is because it kind of requires a lot of wooden swords or stackable items. How this works is that there is an actual concept about redstone where if we were to power this block right here with a signal strength less than 15, when there is a furnace with nothing in it, and then there's a comparator with a block between the furnace and the comparator, the only time that this comparator will ever be powered is if it receives a signal strength of 15. And so what happens is that when this hopper isn't completely full, this comparator gives out a signal strength less than 15. But once that signal strength is achieved, if we put a single item, items are able to flow in the hoppers now. Now you might be wondering why is the configuration specifically like this? And well, this is basically hoppers will first take the item in the first slot, then the second slot, then the third, then the fourth, and the fifth. However, you are not expected to. This is going to be a constant value, except when an item flows out. So that way, when the item flows out, an item will flow from this hopper, from this slot, back into this spot, and so on. It will continuously do that until all the items have flowed, and then this one is back to 15, or even if it manages to be completely full, this is 16, it doesn't matter. The items are not going to be able to flow into this, so even if this torch is unpowered and allows for the flow of everything, it doesn't matter. As you can see, if we were to put an item here, well, yeah, nothing really happens. So yeah, right now it's 16. And even if we put another stack, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to flow out and go to that out chest. However, if we take out a single item, if we take out a stack, only a single item flows because a single item was actually here. So yeah, we can actually we can make more items flow, and we can even try to make all this system completely full. But it literally relies on the idea that only one item can flow. I mean, sure, I could take out an entire stack, but because there's only one item here, only one item will flow out. And well, you might be wondering why I don't use something like this filter. Well, there's a problem with that filter. If for the rest of the items, if it manages to clog up the rest of the system, what will happen is that the rest of these slots will be taken over by any other items from the incoming slot. So like it will end up replacing this, it will end up being like this, and what will happen is that all the items in the bottom here will flow into this. And that is not what we cannot allow that to happen. So yeah, that is how this system works. This stackable system works exactly the same way. The only difference is that, well, this requires another comparator to maintain the signal strength from this. We can't use a repeater, otherwise this will turn into a 15 signal strength. I hope you guys enjoyed, so thanks for watching and hope you guys enjoy.